Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we'll be going through the Hawthorn versus Richmond game, in which Hawthorn absolutely dominated the first quarter, and the margin was pretty much settled from there. They got up to, I think it was a 50-point lead at the end of the first quarter. I think it was reduced to like 38 at halftime, and then it steadily increased to, in the end, I think a 63-point margin. So in the end, just over 10 goals, or 10 goals when you sort of include the behinds there. So yeah, they dominated that, and they're pretty much set for finals now if they can beat North Melbourne without Sheasel, without Comben as well. So North Melbourne have like no key defenders now. I know Sheasel isn't a key defender, but yeah, Comben just, and I think also Miles Bergman as well, went down for them. I know he's not exactly a key, but he could have played a key position, probably a little bit undersized, but he could have. So yeah, Hawks are set for finals, which is quite a surprise given they were 0-5, then they won, and then I think they got stomped on by the Swans in round 7. So from that point onwards, they've been the most formed team in the comp. They haven't really, other than a disappointing loss to Geelong, they've been really, really good. And they're going to make finals now. And I mean, I don't think they'll make a dent in finals, just because I don't think that they'll be able to travel interstate, win a game at the MCG, travel interstate, and then, well, they might have to travel interstate 2-3 times potentially if all goes against them, because they're either going to finish, I would suspect, they could finish 6th, 7th, or 8th. So they're playing at the MCG, or they're playing at, or they're going to be playing at the Gabba, I would suspect. But I just don't know if they can potentially even get past, because they'll be playing interstate, I suspect, week 2. Unless they play, I don't know what side of the draw they're on, but unless they play like Geelong or something like that. But I don't see them winning an interstate game somewhere in there, because they'll have to play interstate in either week 2 or week 3, I would suspect. So yeah, I just don't see them winning the interstate game. But anyway, let's jump into this video here. So yeah, as you see, and yeah, this is the glaring obvious one, is the James Sicily one, which we'll get to, and why I think a lot of, especially a lot of the content creators that I saw on Twitter were a little bit disappointed. It was almost too good to be true. It was that obvious, that pick. And then it's just failed. I mean, it didn't help that at halftime, I think he had dropped 5 marks or something like that and missed a tackle. So, yeah, he probably missed out in the first half a good 35 points or so, give or take a little bit, and yeah, so that 35 points would get him up to like 80 odd, 85, 90. So yeah, if he played anywhere near his best, he probably would have ended up with a 110, but he just played so poorly. I wouldn't be surprised if the AFL ratings didn't like his game on the weekend. Let's actually check that out. I'm just doing this quickly. Richmond, here we go. Then we go down to stats. How bad was this game? Where is he? So they had Will Day down there, Kalshadir. James Sicily, a 7.4, 4 clangers, 3 turnovers, and I don't even know if any of them were, what was his disposal efficiency? Because if his disposal efficiency is like 100, let's just check what was his disposal efficiency. It was at 73, which isn't bad. 4 intercept possessions, 3 score involvements. Yeah, he just didn't. He just dropped a lot of marks that he really should have been taking. And did he give away any free kicks? I don't think he did. Let's just see. Sicily didn't give away any free kicks, which is at least something positive. But yeah, he just did nothing, and that's the one that sucks. Newcombe, he had an electric start to the game. Him and Dylan Moore were just dominating early on. He ended up with a 1-2-1, which is a little bit of a slowdown, but 33, 7 and 5. This is sort of what we were hoping for him to do this season from the start, and he's sort of shown in patches that he can do it. So it'll be an interesting call next year, because he's probably going to be priced at 85 or so. Do you take the plunge on him at 85 or so, or do you just go for, I think most people would just go the underpriced guy, because you can always jump on these type of guys in Newcombe and stuff like that. But if they fail, it's I just think it's a lot easier to jump on guys that have had a lot more of a indicator than a natural improvement. Dylan Moore, he's just doing what he does best, and his patch in the last 2 weeks has been phenomenal. And yeah, that's his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7th ton of the year, and as well got another 1, 2, 3, 4 90 scores to back that up on top of that. So that's half of his scores have been 90 plus, which is a pretty good indicator of someone playing really well. And he's top of the actual forwards, which is a good thing. Amon 106, so yeah, this was the guy to go for rather than Sicily. He just got involved a lot more up the field, which I think is a testament to how Hawthorn are moving the ball a little bit. Maybe I got a little bit stuck in how they moved it last year with Sicily and their slow marking system. Amon did really work well, and yeah, he was the one to jump on because just he's a little bit more up the field, and he was able to get on those chains a lot more than the likes of Sicily. Gunston just kicked 5 on a really woeful defence. Warple had 29, 2 and 4, 2 goals, 1. Yeah, he's just doing his job. He's not doing it perfectly, but when he goes big, he goes big. McDonald as well, 98. He's one that I'm really intrigued to see the progress in the off-season, as I do predict or do think he is a large chance to get a positional change, and a positional change for him could be the difference between him averaging, 77, 78 and averaging like 90 or so. So there could be a 10-point of jump, and that 10-point jump could mean that he's top of the line in the forward line, given that we're losing Heaney, Flanders, Zorko, and Caldwell, or all the top 4 or 5 usually go. And that pretty much leaves Dylan Moore, Brett Daniels, and McDonald here, who I think Daniels and McDonald are a chance to actually change roles or have a more influential role in the midfield, which generally leads to more points. But we'll just have to wait and see. D'Ambrosio, another guy that I think could have gone for instead of Sicily, 26-7. Yeah, he just had a really good game, especially in the first quarter, 29, and then in the last quarter he also got a little bit up there to get another 33-point quarter. 26 touches is huge from him. Joel, Meek, Impey, Watson, Scrimshaw, with a busted finger, still did more than Sicily, which just shows how dismal Sicily was. Deer, Hardwick, Frost, McKenzie, Weddle, even he did more than Sicily, even though he's done nothing all year. His highest score all year was a 97, and he did more, so just shows how unimpactful Sicily was. It was like Sicily was taking a mini rest out there. Nash, nothing. Sicily here, you can just see, just didn't get involved too heavily, and yeah, kind of sucked. But it is what it is. He looked like the good choice, but maybe just needing to take into account the differences in ball movement and how Hawthorn structure up this year compared to last year, and that he was almost too far behind the ball in this game, even with all his stats quantifying that he should have been a good option. So that's just one more thing to take into account with the way I do my trade targets video. Is just, is he almost not far enough? Is he too far away from the ball against this opposition? Ginnivan, Morrison, Bruce, Day. Nank, 111, did his job. Vlosten, again, did his job again for 99. But none of these guys are really fancy relevant, I don't think, from Richmond. The only guy I would say that I'm intrigued to see what happens is with Jaden Short, given that we're probably all but confirmed that Bolton's going to request a trade home. I expect Freo will get him. Baker, I expect to request a trade home, and I expect West Coast to get him. There is shouts of Rioli to Gold Coast, and I think they're getting bigger each and every week. So that could open up this back line completely and this distributor role completely, and Jaden Short could be the one that really helps. And if that is the case, that they lose Rioli, they lose Baker, and they lose Bolton. I know Bolton isn't really in that role particularly, as well as also Martin going. I think that you will see, I think they could, and Presti is pretty much on his last legs. I think you'll see they'll draft a midfielder at 2. I think they'll draft, if they do get pick, say 5, 6, 7 for Rioli, then I think that they'll get Travaglia, which will be I think he's one that could slot straight in and do not exactly what Rioli does, but maybe he does exactly what Short does, and he goes 75, which will be huge for the back line. So yeah, I really kind of hope for fantasy purposes that Travaglia goes to Richmond, because he would have a role right away and would be a really good rookie. Hopper, Ralph Smith, Prestia, Blight. He could be one interesting next year if they just have no key defenders. They've got Vlosten and also Bolter and Miller down there. Well, Bolter actually played up forward. But yeah, he could be an interesting one next year if they keep Bolter up forward and he sort of gets just more of the general ball, because I think that they could go to a kick mark system to slow the game down, just because they are so bad. Mansell, Bolton, especially if they lose their dash out of Bolton, and Riola, if they lose a lot more dash, I think they'll go to a more structured, slow system. Taranto, Mansell, Bolton, Trezise, Miller, Graham, Banks could be one interesting next year. I keep on saying these guys each and every week for interesting, just this halfback for Richmond, as I do think that they will slow it down quite a lot and play like Hawthorn did last year, and that'll be huge defender points. McIntosh, Bolter, Gazitsky, Campbell, and Coulthard. So that is the video there going through the Hawthorn versus Richmond game. If you did enjoy it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on for future uploads, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.